Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that if you're returning. How you doing? Grab your coffee, maybe some tea. Definitely a snack. What do I got laying around? What do I got? Oh. oh my God. He ate them all. Sean, how dare you eat all the cookies? As he licks his fingers. Well, you know, after 26 years of marriage, this is what you endure. Anyway, what we're going to be talking about today is what people are seeing, experiencing everyday life while they are preparing and being of the prepared mind, whether it's past, present, future. It don't matter. Okay, people send me pictures and videos and just emails. And if you would like to email me what you are seeing, I encourage you to do so. My email is in the description box below. So, this first email comes from a community member. And you guys know that your privacy is valued here. I don't drop names. Okay? So, she is emailing me and she said, I wanted to give you the gist of what is going on. All right. She said, my husband is a fuel driver, but he is the head fuel driver over the entire company and is in constant contact with the terminals. I know you are receiving a lot of reports that this or that station is out of fuel. Yeah, I receive those reports all the time. It's all over the place. I'm seeing them. I'm actually getting pictures and stuff like that. She said, I don't doubt that at all. It all depends on the situation and how they get their fuel. Fuel is based, for the most part, on allocations. A large size company may have allocations be allowed to get for a large amount of fuel per month, i.e. 100,000 per month. A smaller company would be allowed a smaller amount, like 30,000 gallons. There are also the companies that will prepay for their fuel. What they prepay for is held at the terminal, and they can go and just get fueled up with no problem. Now, let's say you live near a fuel terminal, and you are always seeing this one trucking line going in and out, getting a load after load of diesel. But then you hear all these reports on people not having any. You get confused on it. Well, sure. I think that's why everybody's getting so confused. She said, follow me on this scenario. Just going to plug in some names. Laugh out loud. I got you. All the BPs in the northern Florida area are owned by Mr. Williams. Okay. So it could be Mr. Jones, but we're calling him Mr. Williams, right? He has pre-purchased his fuel and can go into the terminal and get that 100,000 gallons per month. No problemo. Okay. Then you have smaller chain stores like Zeke's Zippy Mart. Zeke's Zippy Mart, okay. Stop. She said the owner of those stores are only allowed to have 30,000 gallons per month. Once he goes through that 30,000 gallons, he can't go back and get any more fuel until the reset for that month. That is why people are saying that we won't have fuel until ... right on. And why some gas stations are out of diesel. Makes sense. Diesel is a byproduct of gasoline. It is refined way less than gasoline. it is what is left over. So where is gasoline? This is diesel. She said one channel said that Charlotte, North Carolina was out of diesel. It's bull. If that were the case, my husband would not be home. He would be transporting it to his company that is in North Carolina. I know this channel said something about the Mansfield terminals being low. It's not that they are low. Their prices are so high that no one wants to pay that price that they are charging. It has also been told that the officials of that company vote blue. Just like that video you shared of the man that was begging for workers to come to the oil fields and help. Right, that was, oh boy, a week ago or so, I believe. I can't remember now. We are still producing oil and fuel, and it is out there. My husband goes to the terminals more than once every day, 6 days a week. And like you, I also live in Florida. He can go into any terminal and fill up his tanker, no problem. Okay. So now I totally and completely understand. This makes 110% sense now. So, all right. So it's not because they ran out and there's nothing left coming in and it's because they're only allocated a certain amount, and that's that. And they can't get anything. So unless you are BP, Hess, is Hess even still around anymore? No, probably not. Mobil, 7-Eleven, the big guys, Chevron, stuff like that, you're not going to be getting what the big guys get. So, okay, yeah, that makes 110% sense now. Thank you. Okay, so this community member wrote in, and you're not going to believe this. When I saw this email, I said, please tell me this is a joke, but it's not. She said, I was browsing Walmart's online specials last night, and guess what they're selling now? Precious metals. Gold bars, silver bars, and such. I was not looking for anything like that. I'm just so surprised. Maybe take a moment and check it out. Yep, son of a gun. Look at these pictures. So now listen to this. This comes from a community member, and she says somehow Governor Walz, W-A-L-Z, won again in Minnesota. And now I'm sure it will be full speed ahead with the bills they have started. It's absolutely disgusting and scary. They want to remove exemptions for children, allow minors to get to get it without parents' consent, allow daycare to refuse care for lack of the ARM ticket, and mandate it for all public and non-public school employees. I want to move to Florida and be your neighbor. I can't be here anymore.
That's funny.
And this community member wrote in and she wanted to talk about ingredient substitutions. So the ingredient of 1 cup of oil for baking would be substituted with 1 cup of applesauce. 1 cup of yogurt can be substituted with 1 cup sour cream or 1 cup of buttermilk. 1 cup of buttermilk can be substituted with 1 cup milk and 1 tablespoon of lemon juice or vinegar. 1 cup heavy cream can be substituted with 3/4 cup milk and 1/3 cup melted butter. 1 large egg can be substituted with 1 tablespoon ground flaxseed and 3 tablespoons of water. 1 cup mayonnaise can be substituted with 1 cup sour cream or plain yogurt. 1 cup of breadcrumbs can be substituted with 1 cup of crushed crackers or pretzels. 1 tablespoon of finely chopped fresh herbs can be substituted with 1/2 teaspoon of dried herbs. 1 teaspoon of baking powder can be substituted with 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda and 1/2 teaspoon of cream of tartar. 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda can be substituted with 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And before I go, a community member wrote in and he wanted me to share his thoughts with all of you. Okay? He said, thank God for people like you that realize the truth, are not afraid to speak up. All of us need to push back against their misinformation and not take their bullshit anymore. We need to question everything. What we all need to realize is that while Rona was real, hardly a pandemic, and unfortunately some people did perish from it, the percentages were nothing like the Spanish flu of 1918, where they estimate that anywhere from 50 to 100 million perished. At that time, it was a huge percentage of the population in light of the fact that something like 17 million perished and 25 million were wounded in the First World War. Pandemics come and go, and there have certainly been plenty of them in our history, but this was one of the few, or have there been many more, that were deliberately started by so-called friendly nation in conjunction with Big Pharma to push unending boosters on us so that they could reap massive profits and in the process pay off those politicians that were complicit in this criminal conspiracy. I, like all of you, to consider an interesting coincidence. In the last part of October 2019, the military Olympics were held in Wuhan, China. Really? I didn't know that. Damn, okay. Approximately 110 nations took part. Some of them were quite small and obscure nations. Israel was conspicuously absent, and they were supposed to have such a great military, would have given them a chance to showcase their military to the world. Approximately 2 weeks after the military arrived in Wuhan, the first cases of Mr. 19 were detected. Why was Wuhan chosen as the site of the 2019 World Games? It's one of the 2 places in China that I know of that has bioweapon lab in their city. If I was going to hold any kind of World Games, I'd pick the capital city of the host country to do it in, not some out-of-the-way city that just happens to have a handy lab there. Yes, I know it isn't some hick town in the sticks. It has, or did have, a population of approximately 11 million. But the whole thing still reeks high heaven. I would be willing to bet my life that the virus was deliberately introduced into the environment because of the huge potential profits inherent in this useless and dangerous arm ticket foisted on the public in the name of public safety. Public safety was only a ruse. Damn. The real purpose of the arm ticket was social engineering on a massive scale. In the end, it's all about control of us by them because they are cowards. The arm ticket was one of the first serious attempts to further their depopulation agenda. Even now, people are still passing away from heart problems because they let a non-governmental agency inject them with an untested experimental drug, and all the brain-dead liberal twinks hurry to line up and willingly receive this most dangerous drug because they were either too stupid or too lazy to do their own due diligence and swallow the propaganda hook, line, and sinker. And now here we are, still suffering from the the latent side effects of this. One continuing crisis after another. This whole thing was meticulously planned from the beginning. A classic dialect. Damn. Deliberately cause a crisis. Whip the populace into a frenzy of fear. Offer the solution. And all the brain-dead morons bought into it. This whole little drama wasn't about the virus. It was about the arm ticket and the massive implementation of a program to control the global population and reap the obscene profits on the part of the big pharma. And now all that's happening around us is still part of that same plan and is deliberately being made to happen so that things will eventually get so bad so that the majority will willingly line up and beg for a CBDC to save them. You poor, sad bastards. Once they bring in a CBDC, that's it for any freedoms we still have left. At that point, and total and irrevocable control of us all. You will be happy, sedated, and own nothing. Is that really the future you want for your children? Think very carefully about the consequences of your decisions. Damn, man. That was freaking dark. Whew. He's right. I mean, he's right, you know. I mean, but a lot of us, you know, like a lot of people, they didn't have a choice, you know. It was, you know, a lot of people were told either you take it or you lose your jobs, you know, or, I mean, look at what they did to the military, you know. My son was one of them, you know, and a lot of people, they were not given a choice, you know, and it stinks, but it's the truth. But he's right. There's consequences to everything. And now that they're rolling out the CBDC and the UBI and everything else, but if you don't comply, guess who's not getting that either? You know? Shit. Alright, guys, I'm out of here. I appreciate you. Alright? You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping, and as always, fear less. Ciao.